So here we are today to tell you more about Golem and tell you more about friends.
I came from New York City to attend this meetup today. I believe you guys with decentralized computing power as well as Omise Go are going to be the future, one of the top performing, I think, organizations in the decentralized blockchain space.
I think the blockchain space is so new, right, relative to everything else, and that there's a lot of new development happening. There's a lot of new learnings, and so it's very important for all the projects to actually have this open communication with each other, because we're sharing, we're learning with each other, we're learning what works, we're learning what doesn't work, and so I think cooperation is very important, especially in this early stage, where every mistake and every new knowledge is actually being built upon, because at the end of the day, I think we just have to get to that endpoint together.
I run a 3D production company called Zoom, and what we do is basically we produce movies, like 3D generated movies. We get data from the client and we render it out into TV commercials and other things. And for us it's very interesting to see projects like Golem, as we obviously spend thousands of or tens of thousands of euros and US dollar on rendering power every year, and would be very interesting to utilize Golem on client side, but also on supplier side, because we do have time where our in-house render farm is not as busy.
A lot of the projects are facing similar challenges and design constraints, and I think everyone should be taking technical leadership in everyone's strengths. The presentations, I think Golem is definitely a technical leader when it comes to computation, and that's why they gave a lot of great feedback when it comes to Plasma and a lot of design considerations. And I think they should be, I think I'm looking forward to at least continuing chatting and maybe further collaboration.
I loved it. It was really good. I learned a lot of things today that I wouldn't have known. I didn't even know Omise Go had its own blockchain and the potential of what they're doing. And yeah, I'm a long-term investor in Golem, so it's nice to meet the people behind it as well. And you give me a lot of confidence in what I'm backing.
If we want to speed up the process of Golem development and also of the development of the whole decentralized stack development, we need to bring more talented people into that process. And one of the ways of doing that is finding projects where you have technology overlap with and discussing cooperation.
Many projects are trying to solve the same kind of problems, and that is of course a waste of resources, right? So if projects can actually map where the overlap is and have the courage to collaborate, then I think we can get to our common goals faster.
Cooperation between Cubes and Golem that I briefly talked about today seems like a good match, because we have completely different expertise. We come from completely different domains of expertise. Golem brings decentralization and network-based experience. We, on the other hand, brings expertise in implementing security by compartmentalization, which is an approach that I believe can be used beyond what we use currently on Cube. So beyond securing just a single operating system on a single laptop, it could potentially be used to secure a future decentralized computer in the cloud.
It's definitely the most important part of this infrastructure. As Henry said from Streamer, we need to build a stack, technological stack for Web 3.0. And this stack has to be reliable, and this is Streamer. This stack has to be safe and secure, and this is Cubes and Joanna. And at the same time, it has to be very, very efficient. And as we know, Ethereum evolves, but it still has slight problems with scaling. And this is Plasma. So yeah, that's the direction we need to go. We cannot do this ourselves. We are there to provide computations, resource sharing. But the other parts, that has to be done by someone else. Friends.
I think meetups are a good way in general, because they really bring together people who are more likely to be interested for the right reasons. They would still do it if there was maybe no money or not so much money involved. And I think that that's a quite a good filter.